Good morning, students. I am Sivakrishna, TGT Social Studies, AP Balayogi Gurukulam, Pamaru, Krishna District. How are you, students? I hope you are all fine. But please stay at home, students. As we are all facing pandemic situation, please stay at home and stay safe. Okay, students. Today we will learn a lesson from 7th class. That is a second lesson, second part, Rain and Rivers, part 2. Okay. Before learning this lesson, we should learn about river. Okay, first we will see what is river. Okay, this is second lesson, part 2. Okay, in this topic we will discuss flow of rivers, okay, transformation of stream, like that kind of topics we will discuss. Okay, river is nothing but a large natural stream of water or a large quantity of a flowing substance. Have you ever seen rainwater flow in small streamlets on sloping land? Water flows in small streams from mountain slopes during rainy season. It will dry up after some time. When it rains again, water flows down the same channels. In this way, river and river valleys are formed. A river forms. Okay, first I will show the picture of river. See, this is river. Okay. These streams of water converts into tributaries. A river forms usually in the form of a thin stream. See, this is a stream. At the beginning, it starts in a stream. Okay, all these streams flows from highlands to lowlands and join at one place. That is called a tributary. See, these are two tributaries, and see here you can see some tributaries. Just like that, these tributaries join in one place and forms a river. See the river. You can see the picture. As the river becomes bigger and broader, its flow gets slower. It starts depositing the silt and sand it has carried on its bed and banks. This causes the formation of plains. I will show about some floodplains. See, it is a floodplain. A river nears the sea. As it nears the sea, the river gets even more slower and it is not able to carry the silt and sand. It deposits them in some place. Thus, towards the end of its journey to the sea, a river forms a delta. Like the delta of Krishna and Godavari river in our state. Okay. See, I will show the picture of delta. That will be in a triangular shape. See, this is delta. Rivers like Godavari and Krishna starts from Western Ghats, which receives heavy rains. So we can say these rivers are rain-fed rivers. That means rain-dependent rivers. So we can say these rivers as non-perennial rivers, which are quite opposite to perennial rivers. Okay, here you have to understand two topics, 2 concepts, that is perennial rivers and non-perennial rivers or rain-fed rivers. Okay, perennial rivers means a perennial river has continuous flow of water. Example, Ganga, Brahmaputra, etc. In our country, the main source of perennial rivers is melting ice of Himalayas. See, this is river Ganga. it's a perennial river. And non-perennial or rain-fed river means rivers, this kind of rivers cannot flow throughout the year. For example, it will dry up in summer. See, it is drying up, just like Krishna and Godavari in Australia. Okay, the main source for this kind of rivers is rain. So we can say this kind of rivers as rain fed rivers. Okay, next we will discuss floodplain. Already I have shown the picture. Sorry, some kind more pictures are there regarding this topic, that's why I am swiping. See, this is floodplain. Floodplains means, once listen, a river does not contain same amount of water throughout the year. It will be full during rainy season and it will be empty during summer. A river flows through the main stream, which will be in the middle of the river, and both sides it has high banks. I will show on picture, wait. See here, we can see the main stream of the river. Okay, both sides it has high banks. Okay, in the middle main stream will be there. This valley is filled up with sand and gravel. You will notice there won't be no trees, there won't be trees, that means there will not be trees. This is because every year when it rains heavily, this valley is filled up with water, which don't allow permanent trees or plants to grow here. This treeless bed is called floodplain. I will show one clear picture about floodplain. This is floodplain. Okay, this treeless bed is called floodplain. Almost all major rivers have floodplains. During rainy season, some parts of the country gets floods due to excess rainfall. We will hear in news about floods occurring in rivers like Krishna, Godavari, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Okay, nowadays floods have major problem in our country in recent years. So many problems have to face about this kind of natural phenomena. Some parts of the country flooded every year during rainy season. See how much problems they are facing. I will show some pics. During floods, what kind of problems they are facing. See, this causes severe damage to people, crops and livestock. Vegetation cover on the land like trees, plants, grass stops the runoff of rainwater and slows down its flow. Thus, the water percolates into the soil and increases the groundwater level. So we need to plant more trees. It will stop the runoff of rain, floods. So vegetation prevents flooding and it reduces the erosion of soil by rainwater. See, you can see the picture of soil erosion. That means soil will be destroyed by the rainwater, flood water. Okay, all this tells us the importance of protecting our forest and increasing the vegetation cover over the land. So we should plant more trees. It will be helpful for us. That is why government also trying to increase vegetation by so many social forestry programs like Manam Vanam, Haritaharam, like that. Otherwise we have to face so many problems. Okay, and we are facing so many problems at the time of cyclones and floods, because Our state has second largest coastline in our country after Gujarat, and it is frequently faced with very destructive cyclones. See the problems of facing cyclones. See, these usually occurs between June and December. In these time we will face so many type cyclones. The worst cyclone hit our state in November 1977. You know, it will be called as Divisema Uppena. 6 meter high tide. 6 meter. Once imagine 6 meter high tide tidal waves swept across villages of Divisema region in Krishna district of our Andhra Pradesh. Almost 10,000 people were died. See the pictures of dead bodies at the time of Divisema Uppena in 1977. Almost 10,000 people were died, and at least 100 villages were washed out by the cyclonic storms. And recently also we had so many cyclones like Hudud and Titli. So many problems we have faced. So we should be aware of these destructive cyclones mainly in rainy season, and we should be ready to face any kind of worst situations by being prepared ourselves. Okay, how to prepare ourselves? Okay, and the government's also trying to provide long-term security of people by building pakka houses and strong roads which are not easily destroyed. Okay, we will discuss about the measures. What measures we need to take, and how can we be prepared for disasters. We will discuss some points about this. See, first of all, we should be aware of disasters, and we should listen to weather reports from radio and TV, and we should keep an emergency kit ready at home every time. And again, in these kits should contain food, currency, important contact numbers and documents. And we should identify the nearest available places, safe places. Where necessary, the walls of our house, roofings, doors and windows should be strengthened. We should be keep it strengthy. And when you get a cyclone warning, store adequate drinking water and food grains in waterproof bags, and don't go outside, especially into the sea. Otherwise we will face so many problems. See what kind of problems facing at the time of cyclone. Again, move to a pakka building if you feel your house is too weak. While you are in a vehicle, stop but keep away from seashore, trees, electric poles, etc. And look out of snakes that may come out of their holes. Do not enter floodwaters, they may be too deep. If you need to evacuate your place, then you should pack clothing, essential medicines, valuables, personal papers in waterproof bags, and turn off the power in your house. And again, put sandbags in toilet bowl and cover drain holes, otherwise the dirty water will come inside. During floods we have to take some measures, otherwise we will face some health issues. We should drink boiled water. See, during floods, see what kind of problems they are facing at the time of floods. Drink boiled water and eat fresh food items. Keep your food covered and don't eat heavy meal. Use raw tea, rice water, tender coconut water, etc. during diarrhea. And use bleaching powder to disinfect the surroundings. Use halogen tablets to purify water before drinking. By preparing with these measures, we can reduce the loss of disasters. Okay, students, I think you have understood the topic. In this video, we discussed about rivers. What is a river? What is a tributary? What is a stream? And what is about floodplain. Okay, I will show some pictures. What topics we discussed. See, this is a floodplain, and this is a stream. All these streams join and will form a tributary, and these are tributaries. See, this is also a tributary, and this is river. It's a big one. See, it is a dam constructed on river. See, problems facing during floods. This one also the same. This kind of problems we have to face during floods, and it is during cyclone. We discussed about cyclone, and this is regarding Divisema Uppina, which was hit Divisema area in Krishna district in 1977 November. See the dead bodies. Really, it was pitiable condition. This is delta, and this is also floodplain. And we discussed perennial and non-perennial rivers. This is perennial river and non-perennial river. And vegetation controls the flood. Vegetation, importance of growing vegetation. And vegetation will stop the soil erosion. This is about soil erosion. And measures to overcome the flood. That means regarding what kind of measures we should take at the time of cyclones, about that, regarding that one. And again, these are about social forestry schemes. Okay, student, I think you have understood the topic discussed in this video, and I will give you a small assignment regarding this lesson. Just imagine the problems people, what kind of problems we are facing during floods, and what kind of measures should we take to protect ourselves. Okay, thank you so much, students, and be at home, stay at home and stay safe.